Well, here we are back in Mittenrahm again, in the Brakenrahm, and I have drawn a line under phase 2. Obviously these two guys over here have been done for a little while. I'll take a quick look at them. There is an awkward twist to Alain. It's I think it's a little unnatural the way part of his body moves. I think his neck kind of almost has a kink to it, and I really want to do something about it, but I'm not going to. It doesn't look too bad from one angle, and then it doesn't look too bad from the other angle. But there are some angles where you can see both twists, and it kind of looks weird. I think it might be above. That's not too bad either. Obviously, I think part of the problem with Aurelian is he's not actually based on anything. So I have no basis of comparison. It's like, is this an acceptable image of Aurelian, or isn't it? I can't go, well, does it really look like a griffin or a unicorn? Some elements of it were meant to be very ape-like, but obviously it departs from that quite heavily. But it was a lot of work to get to this point, but I'm okay with it. I'm not looking at it and going, oh my god, I need to take it down. I tend not to think that way anyway. But back to the island. We'll take a quick look at what I actually did to finish the island. So this is ether. This is a kind of an energy that was prevalent throughout the end before it was destroyed. It both feeds the land and emerges from the land. It's kind of, I think it's an elemental force. This stuff came first. It's been tweaked a little bit, but generally speaking, this is what I did first, and it's a bit bitty. Not so much this stuff meant to represent it kind of fading out, but obviously it's very different from these much larger streaks. I've tried to pass it off as just very eddies swirling about and stuff, but I have considered I really ought to maybe just connect them and create something a little bit bigger. I can see one about there, and the other one could probably be turned into a single swirl. Maybe add something here. I think I did all of the wall decoration I intended. Try not to go too mad with it, because it does and doesn't work depending on which bits have been done. It works best when I'm really able to take advantage of the generation. I think I pointed out in the previous video. This looks really nice. It's completely natural, the shape, but I've made the bit underneath darker, put some shading on the top, a little bit of stonework. But fitting that in, you really got to pick the locations where I do this. These are, yeah, these are artificial. No, wait, they're not. Are they? Wow, I don't remember. Oh yeah, no, these are artificial. If I'd made them, I wouldn't have done this. This bit sticking out, that's pure Minecraft generation. I know the bits underneath are mine. But yeah, I just tried to spruce it up a little bit, really. It's not go crazy. Never really did resolve this question of how to do the edging. It's just yellow terracotta was the worst possible choice I think I could have made for the base color. It looks really nice as a color, it really does. And you can do darker shades using the browns, but the lighter shades don't really exist. So in the previous video I did talk about moving the shulkers, which I did. This one that was here is now gone. I did leave him alone. But yeah, I built the extras that I said I would down here. And again, we got this flow of ether. I think here was where I realized what it should have looked like all along. Just this intermingling of the purple and magenta, more than anything, with only bits of colour. Yeah, this one's just a bit too messy. Could do with smoothing out, maybe put a little bit more pink in. Reduce the blue, because the blue I'm mostly associating with water, so you know, it doesn't quite make sense to be here in what is essentially the fire realm of the island. So, and these were originally green, so they've actually been swapped to better reflect the location. And I think there's one thing I never actually showed on stream. I wasn't happy with where it was when I had initially begun it, so I didn't bother at that point, and then I never actually did anything with it until quite late. But we'll go take a look at it. Yeah, I tried to address the fact that the egg was left floating and by having the body of the Mawn connecting. Probably maybe should have had the obsidian pass straight through. Maybe. This is corrupted, by the way, it wouldn't actually overlook like this. I'm not quite clear on what a leg would have looked like if he had been born. Yeah, the dragon form that we see may have helped. It may have actually been a dragon, but obviously the coloration very far removed. So yeah, phase 2, as I say, done. Which brings us to phase 3, which has been begun. It's been about a week. Obviously these videos come about 2 weeks apart. I don't know why I said about. They come 2 weeks apart. And I've spent 1 week doing phase 3, which you can obviously see in a single shot. And showing you this, you may start to get some idea about what's going on here and about. It's been slow progress. It's a lot of blocks to place. There were going to be 6 like this, going around in a circle. Took a bit to figure out the plan. The main body starts here, and it will come back some distance. But I'm going to I intend phasing it out as if it's appearing out of some other plane. I was originally thinking black wool or grey and grey walls to suggest a cloud that it's emerging from, bits of lightning and stuff. and maybe a little bit more subtle about it and just have it kind of fade. Could turn it slightly. There is a tiny bit of room at the top and bottom to shift where the body is. I believe we're looking at the very bottom. Yeah, that's where the actual bottom of the body, I think, will be roughly there. I've got a tiny bit of room to, obviously back there, to curve the body down, and then do the same, and then just phase it out as if it's emerging up from out of the void. So the idea that I was originally trying to use, or going to use, on Aurelian, but it never really played out. I kind of got to the point where it was like, okay, well, you need to do this now. Like, no, I'd rather leave him as a complete image, I suppose, the best way of describing it. But yeah, I obviously need a solution here, because there's no way I can include his entire body. It's a physical impossibility. So yeah, but that is what I've been doing. That's what I'm going to continue to do. I've done a little bit of work. This is very basic, intentionally basic. I'm looking to complete most of the form before I start worrying about what's actually being filled in, how I'm going to texture or suggest or highlight or whatever it is I'm planning to do. You know, that's coming second. I need to have these in place, because I don't want to texture something that's actually going to be covered and completely invisible to anybody looking, you know, because there's too much work here to be stuck, to waste time like that. Having said that, this is where the body starts, so it seems like this is going to be most of it, and there's quite a big gap in the middle, because the seventh mouth is, well, you know, anyway, on that note, I'll say adieu and get on with this rather large amount of work that I've got to do. I think it's going to be about 3 weeks to put all 6 heads in place, to that degree, that quality, so, you know, it's going to be a while. Well, you know, kind of used to it. But, yes, adieu.